At 8:16, President Trump says he is once again giving Iran one last chance at a deal to end the war.
The president says the Strait of Hormuz needs to reopen by today after calling off a major attack over the weekend. Doug Luzader joins us now live from Washington to take a look at what this all means. Doug, good morning. We know the priority, obviously, well, essentially the president has two, the Strait of Hormuz and, of course, Iran's nuclear plan. So how do we see this going forward? And how do we think that the president is hoping to address both of those issues?
Well, a lot of issues right now revolving around the Strait, which the president says is the first priority before they get to the nuclear issue. There was a report of another attack on a ship there. The president has been very clear the Strait needs to reopen. The U.S. has been blockading Iranian ports there to create pressure on the economy. At the same time, it's not clear how closer we're getting to any kind of a deal or whether talks are really underway. And we have the president also warning oil companies not to essentially gouge customers. Gas prices, have been pretty steady, heading down a little bit actually in recent days, but they're still quite elevated from where they were before the conflict began.
Right, and we'll see if they heed the president's demands here. There are supporters here at home and opponents of the war. How would an end to the fighting or an escalation in the war affect things there on Capitol Hill?
Well, the president wants to see this wrapped up. There's no question. His supporters want to see that as well. It's just a question of how you get there.
You mentioned reports of potentially some new attacks overnight. Iran also threatening maybe to go after U.S. warships. Is that just another threat? Is there any indication that that could happen? What do we know about that?
We know that Iran has been attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz, which has not completely shut down shipping, but it's come close. And that's obviously created a lot of havoc with energy markets around the globe. And it's why it's one of the president's top priorities to try to get that traffic moving again.
Right. All right. Thank you, Doug. Doug Luzader joining us live from Washington with the latest on the ongoing conflict in Iran. Appreciate it, Doug.
Thank you.